Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OK Den Show. I am Titia Owens, the madre.
Hey, y'all. I'm Chyna Elizabeth, the daughter. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, we are so excited that you all have joined in with us today. I know y'all are first saying to y'all, "Oh, her hair cute and stuff." Y'all haven't seen this little straight action.
No, for sure.
So I gotta do a little something for y'all. You know what I'm
Switch
saying?
it up a little bit. Switch it up.
But anyway, my husband said I was looking all youthful and stuff, so I was like, "Okay, I'm famous." Anyway, y'all, this show is going to be so exciting because
it's going to be so hard sitting in between these two like this.
It's so exciting because I have my longtime friend with me, and this show is about friendships. And so, what a privilege it is to have one of my longtime friends here who is more like a sister to me, and she knows me so well. I thought she should come on today and we discuss the friendship that we have along with other friendships. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my phenomenal, outstanding friend, Talisha McClaney. Woo! Everybody!
Hey, Talisha!
You're so silly. This is so hard for me. Sitting between the two of y'all like this, and then people are watching, so I have to monitor what I say.
No, you don't.
But y'all know, I've been looking at y'all like it's just too much. It's just too much.
We love it.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Thank you, Talisha.
You know I'm coming out of my comfort zone to do this for you.
Yeah.
Yes, the both of y'all.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing. That's what friends do. She came out of her comfort zone. I called her today.
Today.
We were on the phone. And I said, Talisha, come be on the podcast. We're talking about friendships and you would be perfect.
Yeah. And I threw in a bunch of other questions.
Tried to get off the subject.
Did you
move
see?
on.
And then you was like, okay.
So get dressed and come on.
It's like, okay.
I love it.
So speaking of how I got you to come over here, let's just kind of deal with that for a minute.
Okay.
So you knowing the person that I am and I just want to kind of touch on how friendships work or when you know a person type thing. So you and I have known each other, first of all, for how long since?
Before Chyna was born.
Yeah, before Chyna. And Chyna
And I am 24, about to be 25.
Yeah. So 20, I feel like it was 26, 27 years.
Yeah, about that. It's been about that long.
Yeah.
Because she was there. She and I were going out one night. And she loves to tell the story, so I'm going to let her tell it. But it was about my son. What did he do, Talisha?
We were walking outside, and then you was like, come on, we got to go. And I was like, okay, let's like we were sneaking.
Yeah, we were sneaking out around my son.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, the door flies open, and this little 4-year-old with no shirt on he runs out of the house, Mama, where you going? And she turned around like, well, I was just going to go over here and we were going to go to the movies. And she is explaining like he is dead.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
like, are we going to be able to go?
Right.
When you coming back? And I was just like, what's going on?
We're adults.
Yes.
We are grown women.
And it was like, well, we need to hurry up and get back. Because Chris is going to be waiting up for us.
That is so
Was he
funny.
waiting up?
My son is, whenever I was gone, he was always looking for his mama to get back.
Oh my gosh.
home.
Yes.
That was unheard of for him.
And then this one, well, I guess we'll get to her.
Yeah, we'll get to Chyna.
We're going to get to Chyna.
Okay.
But yeah.
That was a whole nother story.
Whole other story. But I was thinking about you on the way over here, and I do have something to say about friendship and you.
Okay.
So yeah,
We got to make sure we talk about that.
yeah.
So I just want to kind of go back to getting you coming over here.
Okay.
So you felt,
I was told.
Yeah, basically. But even though I told you what you know about me in doing that, like, why would you even say, okay, that you would, even though I was like, come on, Talisha, you still had to say yes. And I want you to just kind of share about, it wasn't just about today that I asked you, it was who we are. So I want you to kind of talk about that.
Who you are.
How we are.
How we are.
Yeah, like the reason why you would even be Like, let me go on over here.
I feel like I have to caveat this because I'm so protective of my relationships and my friendships.
Yeah.
And that not that I keep the people secret, but I keep the relationship close to me. So it's hard for me to be like, well, we do this and we say this, and this is the reason why. It's like I want to cover that because I don't want anybody coming in questioning, certain things or I'm just protect. I've always been that way. Mm-hmm. But with the friendship, it's because it's you. I think we serve each other. Mm-hmm. You serve other people. Mm-hmm. I watch you serve other people. You've served me. Mm-hmm. And so I turn around and serve you. And we know that within our limits. Yeah. So you're not asking me every day to do stuff. Right. And some stuff, don't ask me to do that.
Yeah. Right.
And it's okay. Yeah. And it's some stuff like Chyna. You'd be like, Chyna, I'm not going to even ask Chyna to do that. Because Chyna would be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. That's a no.
And you are really honest. That's the thing that I think is great between the relationship. The honesty. It's like, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm feeling. Exactly. And you're not going to question.
Right.
Don't question it because at the heart of it, we've been friends so long that we know the intentions. We know that even with the honesty, and it may be hurtful, we know the intention behind it is for love.
Yes,
and so it's pure in love. Yeah. So I come because you call me.
That's so
and
good.
you don't call me all the time. Yeah. You know I can't call Talisha for that. Don't do that.
Yes.
But if you call me, I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about you. You know, it's certain things I'll be like, okay, I'm not gonna call Titia and bug her about that or this and that. But if I call you, I know you're gonna come.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about our relationship. I want to say too, along with our friendship, what I do appreciate is your honesty. I appreciate Chyna said that, but I want to focus on it a little bit more. It's because you're able to tell me your likes and your dislikes, and we're still able to love one another through that. That's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that we learn to do that.
Yeah.
I think we put some stuff on the table.
Yeah.
We didn't just walk out and be like, girl, I don't like that outfit.
For sure.
We gradually said, well, what do you think about this? Or so over time we learn to put stuff on the table and see how you can handle it, see if you can pick it up, see if you can take it, and if I can give you more, and or do I have to come to you on eggshells? And so that's one thing where I just feel like we learn that through not just through time, but through it's more than just time. It's time together.
Experience.
It's experience. And it's real situations also.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think I answered that.
That was really good.
Okay.
That was really good, Talisha.
How long we got? 20 more minutes. Okay.
Calm down.
Oh my
She's like, how long do I have with y'all?
And it's late. Next question.
Oh man.
Oh, I love this. And so, Talisha, when you think about friendships, even outside of ours, when you think about friendships, the ones that have stood the test of time or the ones that you really consider close to you, what can you share with the audience about how they were able to maintain through different things that came about?
I feel like y'all go first. Y'all tell me and I'll... But I'm the guest. I'm supposed to go first. And I'm trying to run stuff.
That's how it works, Talisha.
I usually produce, so I'm like, no, answer.
You're the person being interviewed.
Like, okay, so
that's our friendship. Won't you go?
No, you do me. Yes, it is. Like it is ours. Okay, so
Oh God.
what was the question?
Just tell us how you have been able to navigate through relationships, because you've had some really good ones and you've had some not so good ones. So when you think about those that have lasted, that's what we want to deal with first. The ones that have lasted, like what have been some things that you can communicate because of this? Was it patience? Was it people able to listen to you? Was it because you felt they were there at a particular time? There have been things that I'm wanting the audience to hear from you personally that caused some of these relationships to last.
I would say a lot of them, because I'm a woman of faith, and I would say that all my friendships, we've all had some challenges and hurdles and hurts and pains, and there's a part where you have to look at that person and say, but can I trust the Jesus in you? Is it bigger than that person? Can I trust the Jesus in you for that Jesus in you to show you how you may have hurt me, or how to love me, or how to forgive me for hurting you,
right?
And so that Jesus in you connects us, and so I feel like I do find myself saying, that's worth it. You're worth me forgiving. You're worth me giving a second chance, and so I feel like that.
Ooh, that's good.
That is a big part, because it's some people where you do every relationship you're gonna go through that, and you'll be like, I gotta evaluate, has the season changed? Do we continue with this relationship? And that's a part of a good way to evaluate it, and then do you show up when I do need you? That's another big thing, do you allow me to show up also, because we are servers? That's a part of also you letting me, I gotta see if you trust me, and you trusting me is also you allowing me to serve you. I don't know, that's a big deal to me too.
It's huge.
Loyalty, trust, things like that that I think about are important to me in looking at friendships, and I think they're the key in the longevity of them. And just knowing the intentions, like if somebody has hurt me, do I think that they did it on purpose?
Wow,
That's
good.
If I think she did it on purpose or he did it on purpose, then I have to evaluate. But if I think that they are maybe not aware, then I have to do a check.
So what does on purpose look like? Because again, you can't know sometimes if someone did it on purpose. Is it a feeling that you get that lets you know that it was purposely done, or is it the response when you've gone to them about it?
Oh, that's good. I feel like I need an example. I don't.
I'll say. I feel like if I do come to you and you're kind of defensive and not in a humble place to receive how I feel, then that's kind of a red flag. And then also if you come back and do the same thing again, like if I brush it over, allow you to still be in my space, and then you do it again, then you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
I mean, shame you once. What they say, shame you once, on you, shame you twice. That's on me.
So,
but what do you think about, as far as Christ telling you, I want you to forgive and go back
70 times.
And you can keep forgiving, and you can still have a separation. You can forgive that person. Like I've had to do that. I have people that I love from a distance. Just because I have, what I believe is I've gone as far and as long. Because I am a long-suffering person.
Me too.
But when I get to the place of that's it. That's it. And that's just because I have been forgiving, and I'm still forgiving. I'm just saying I refuse to take the pain that you are purposely pouring on to me. Like, this hurts me, or because you have been friends with me so long, you do know me. So the fact that you're constantly doing things that hurt me cause me to think I'm not as valuable to you.
For sure.
You're not taking my feelings into consideration after all this time. That's for me it's time to make some major changes here.
I was thinking about, I think it goes to your question far as if somebody's trying to shame you in a, and it could just be in a kidding kind of way, but every time they see you and you look gorgeous, but for some reason the compliment,
kind of hating a little bit.
It got a little stank on them. It's kind of sideways. And so it's just like, why can't you just say my hair is cute? You know what I'm saying? saying? But it's something else to it. And so if I feel that shame and you continue to keep doing it, then I have to evaluate. And I think that was your question, kind of.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And then I thought about also what you said as far as, I think you put up boundaries. You know, you can forgive, but we're not gonna go all the way back.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some.
Surface.
Yeah, we're gonna have some boundaries to it, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we have to do, because you have to. I always say, and also I say, you don't have to do anything. I have to make this adjustment. Because sometimes we want that person to change and do this and recognize.
That's true.
You know what? You don't have to do nothing but be you.
Right.
Let me make that adjustment.
Yes.
And the adjustment is probably my expectation, how I handle you, how I show up, you know, just different things that say I'm the owner of me.
Right.
So let me figure out how not to lay my pearls before swine.
Come on now.
Hey,
do it.
every now and then I throw out a scripture for you. Every now and then. Don't ask me the specific scripture.
Right.
I'll quote it. But you know, just every now and then you just have to say, let me work on me.
Yes, evaluate myself and create boundaries, like you said, for me to protect myself, because I realize this is becoming disturbing. And that is what we have to do with relationships, is evaluate them.
True.
I've heard the word intimidation. I've heard the word intimidation.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we be all the way.
Oh yeah.
So are you gonna tell the audience, like, that's the word that people, they don't use that on me?
No, I don't. Well, you would tell me. You would have to tell me if people use that for you. I don't know.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Okay.
But they use that. We've talked about that.
Yes. That word has been used in describing me. And for me, when I know that I have made a person feel that way, then I have to decide how I'm going to respond to that. And what it causes me to do is remove myself, because I don't want to do that. That's not who I am. It's not something I'm intentionally trying to do. But being yourself sometimes can cause people to feel a certain way. I have a very big personality. I'm loud most of the time. I am very confident in myself. So sometimes that can come off as too much to people. And so with that being said, as a friend, me personally, like you said, I can only do something about myself. I cannot change how a person thinks, but I can choose to either be different or remove myself. I choose not to be different because I can't change me. I'm who I am. Meaning that it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be thoughtful. It doesn't mean that I'm not caring about the person. But what it is saying is I care enough to keep myself out of the way for you not to feel intimidated.
Absolutely. And using that word, using a specific situation where somebody tells you that they're intimidated by you, I would say that maybe we don't need to be friends. I don't want to be friends with anybody that's intimidated by me. I want iron sharpening iron.
Exactly.
You know, like don't be scared of my sword. Sword is a sword. Sword. Don't be scared of my knife or my sword. Like let's sharpen each other with it. But because my knife comes out bigger, it looks bigger than yours, but mine may be dull and I need you to help sharpen mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But instead you intimidated because it's a big blade, you know, but it's dull. So you know what? I can't help you with that. So let me love you from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want that. I can't dumb. And I think I've told you that. You can't dummy down yourself.
Exactly.
You don't dummy down yourself for nobody.
Exactly.
You know, your light, you don't dim it. And you shouldn't want anybody around you that wants you to dim your light. You know?
I feel like I've been in a situation, I don't know if it was intimidation, but it was okay if she was shining, but as soon as I had a little bit of shine, it was like, ooh, I don't like that. But I can be there for her for absolutely anything. But as soon as I have one little thing, and I'm very to the back person. I don't have to be the center of attention. I don't care. You don't really don't care.
You really don't. Yeah.
And I feel like it has helped me being around my mom, with her having a huge personality, and I can be introverted. I can have a huge personality too, but I can be introverted, and I'm okay with not being the center of attention and having all the eyes on me. I prefer it not be that way.
Yeah.
So I think that has helped me in relationships where it is with people who do have big personalities, and it's like, okay, you have that, but as soon as when I get a little
shine or somebody's even focusing on you a little too long around that other person,
it'd be like, wait a minute.
And you know what's funny? I think I can't totally say you need to cut that person off.
Oh, well, she cut off.
Oh, but I would because there's an insecurity going on with her.
Yeah.
So there's a part where I'll ask God, like, you show me, I see her insecurity. So how do I move with it? Do I need to move with her with that friendship? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I went through that whole process. I stayed as long as I could. I prayed about it. I tried to stick through it. But once you continue to do things and show yourself, and I've actually had conversations with you about these things, and like nothing changes, then I'm not gonna keep putting myself in a position to where it's not reciprocated. I think reciprocal friendship is very important. I know sometimes I'll be here and you'll be there, and things, happen in life, but when it's evident that like you're not here for me the way I'm here for you.
But do you think that, how do you feel when friendships are one-sided?
That ain't a friendship.
I was gonna say, I don't know if that's a friendship when it's one-sided. I think people commit to words, but they're not committed to the actions, to the actual definitions of what it actually means. I think we like hearing, that's my friend, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, there are people who that when you're my friend, like I call on you, like I call and I talk to you. We know what's going on with each other regularly. Even if we don't talk all the time, we talk sporadically enough, regularly, where you know what's going on in my life, I know what's going on in your life. I'm trying to catch up, I'm trying to find out, girl, what is happening? Or we make sure that we know what's going on in our lives. And I don't do that with everybody.
No, you don't.
I don't do that.
Well, let me ask you this though. Going back to friendships being one-sided, when I mean it, it's like it's on a scale. The scale, I feel like in relationships, scales are never, they don't stay. They don't stay. So I do have some friends where I serve them way more than they serve me. I know that I can't. There are some friends that I know I cannot call on, and they will not answer, but they're still good friends to me. I get you. Because it's not equal in that area. That's not where I get that. I don't get that from them. You know, and so it's just like you being in is marriage equal? You know what I'm saying? No. Like, and so I think that some relationships we do have to realize that they are unequal, but what we're willing to do, what we're willing to put up with.
I agree with that.
I ain't saying it's equal though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I can't be all the way down here, not all the way.
It cannot. But there are some. You should feel some benefits from it. Right. You should feel. You should be able to say.
And that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not that a person has to talk to that person all the time or what have you, but there's still this sense of knowing that person is there for you. Even if it's off balance. The off balance part doesn't even bother me. But it is the knowing that they're there.
Absolutely.
Even if I don't talk to you, that is the thing about being a friend. It's like, hey, we know that when it comes down to it,
for sure,
you know you can call on me. I know you, vice versa. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to talk to a person all the time, but there should be a confidence within you that I know this person will be there.
Absolutely. There's a lot of friendships that my longest friendship, been knowing her since second grade. Jada. Literally, we've been friends since second grade.
Wow.
We don't talk all the time. But there's a depth to that that when I do, like, that's my sister for real. So there's a depth to that. But that's not somebody, we don't talk all the time. But when we get together, we've been in the restaurant and literally sat there for 5 hours. And they was like, can we have this table?
Are y'all leaving? You need a ticket?
to change servers, you know, and literally it was just like, funny. Even the server came on, he's like, I've never seen nobody talk this long, you know? But we don't talk all the time. I probably talk to you more.
Yeah.
I think the depth,
of course,
is just.
And I know you and her are close. I mean, like y'all have that depth relationship. Yeah. But that's the other thing, being okay with that.
Yeah.
Like me being over here, seeing y'all's relationship, I love that.
Yeah. Ooh, and that's a hard thing for a lot of people.
Like you talk to me about all your really good friends, some of your best friends you tell me about. I support all that because I think it's wonderful that you have those kind of relationships. I think I have friends though that see me have other relationships.
Yes,
and they have a problem.
There's a problem with it. And you know what? And that's so crazy to me because that's how I measure somebody's character in a way. Is because I was thinking about how you and I met, or me first being introduced to you. Yeah, and I know what I do is that I also evaluate how you treat other people. And so when I met you at that time, a lot of my friends were getting married. And you were serving them, not just with makeup, but you were serving them as a listening ear, giving them advice and stuff like that. So I watched the way you interacted and treated my other friends.
That's so good.
And so why would I be
envious is the word.
Envious.
Yeah.
Like there's a part where it's like I can trust her because I'm seeing her with my precious stones. Yeah. You know, these are my Priscilla, you know, all of them. Jada, those are my precious stones. Yeah. And so I'm watching you handle them from a distance and I'm like, I can trust you.
That's so good.
If you and I are gonna be friends, we're gonna be friends. That's fine.
Period.
But I know I can trust you. You know?
Yes. So I love that though.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
so
saying.
crazy that they
it's a thing.
Yeah.
It definitely is a thing.
And so in Chyna, you have a lot of friends. Well, you don't have a lot of friends, but you're really close friends.
I was about to say, the friends that I do have, we are like sisters. So it's not like they know they know how I am. I am a very low maintenance friend. I don't want to talk every day, and they know that about me. And
she don't want to talk even if she ain't seen you. She just like, hey.
Now when we get together, I'm just not a phone person. And all my friends happen to live in other states, so it's like if I can't see you, but there's never any love lost, never any animosity because we know each other. You know.
But I will say this, Chyna. There was a season where I did have to tell. There is a season that comes where you do have to be intentional in making time. I know you don't like, and I've told friends that. Like, I know you don't want to do this. I know this and that. But when I call you, I don't call you all the time or random or this and that. And then I need you to be intentional and just checking on me.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
So
I've had to even learn that, like with my friend, she just got married, and then my other one is pregnant, and then the other one is starting a new job. So I feel like in those big moments too, just being there and making sure they know, like if you need anything, like call me, I'm here, blah blah blah. So I do know when it's, you know, more important in times to like really communicate and just show that I'm there for them. But any other time,
and that's why I love you because we relate. I'm the same. I can be the same way. Like I don't feel like talking, but there's times where I gotta suck that up.
No, for sure.
And that's why I want to encourage you. There's times where it's just like, well, let me just call and check on it, and hopefully this conversation will just be 5 minutes.
Right. But it never is.
It never is. But hopefully it will be 5 minutes.
No, for sure.
But because I get you. Like that's how this little girl, I love her. I mean, you know,
you were talking about what you want to talk about earlier.
What did I say?
You said you wanted to go back to where she was and where y'all's friendship is now.
Right.
When I was younger. Yeah,
Chyna was mean. She was a mean baby. She was so cute.
Not mean, guys.
Was she not?
My baby was not mean. She just had an attitude.
It's so funny. My mom has always trying to defend like I was not me, but everybody else. She was mean. She had an attitude. She ain't talk to nobody.
She didn't want you to
like,
hold.
no.
And I'm talking about like at 1. You just be like not even 1. I knew you when you was like 2 months old. And I was like, this baby don't like me. Like, I don't know why. This baby don't like That
is so
funny. I didn't get offended by it because I realized, she don't like nobody.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
not the only one.
I wasn't the only one. So I wasn't offended. So it was just like, she just mean.
That is so funny.
What I was thinking was that of course I've watched you grow up, and I just want you to know that I handle you like a friend, and it's not because of your mom. It's because of who you are. Like, I've trusted Jesus in you. I've seen that. We sit and giggle and talk, and I just like you as a person that has. I don't like you because of your mom.
Yeah. Right.
I like you, Chyna, Elizabeth. I do. You're just a good person.
Thank you.
I wanted you to know that when we're talking about friendship shows, on this podcast about friendship, that we have a friendship, and you know that you can call on me, not just because I'm your mom's friend, but I'll be there. But also, there's certain stuff I'll be like, listen, now you're not too grown.
No, but I love you too, and I feel like I can be more free around you because I do see the similarities.
Yes, we are, huh?
Y'all are alike.
Yeah, a few similarities here and there.
Especially if there's a big group, like at your mom's house, and it's all these people around. I can look at Chyna and I'll be like, I'm not going in there. Chyna, where you going? You're like, we gonna sit next to each other.
Yeah, we both ain't going in there. We gonna sit right here.
We gonna sit right here. Yes, we are so alike.
But I love that.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And I feel like too, just being around you and seeing how you are friends with my mom and her different friendships, and you have always stayed the same. I feel like that has also just allowed me to be free and be around you and accept our friendship. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Look, I'm about to cry. I'm about to sweat. Pause. We're gonna be right back.
So back to it.
Yeah. So, Talisha, when you think about toxic friendships, things or relationships that have been not so great, female or male, how did you handle maneuvering, either removing yourself from the relationship or having to have a communication about it? Like, what was a instance? And again, we're teaching the audience just about how you handle friendships.
I said it earlier. I think one of the first things that I do is I tell myself, okay, I got to make this adjustment. I got to realize that they're not going to change. Yeah. So let me evaluate what the toxic thing is, how it affects me.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, do I trust the Jesus in you? Is this worth this? Should I be a part of this? Is this just a season that you're going through? And so I kind of do all this evaluation, that making sure that it's not putting anything on that person. That person may not even be aware
of what they're doing.
Of what they're doing, but also the adjustments and the what I'm doing.
Right.
Because I'm good to be like, all right, I got you. And then I'm going to go back and like, okay, let me make a plan. And the plan could be putting up boundaries. The plan could be, okay, I just got to, I probably Chyna and I are really good at this. I'm not going to make too much of announcements.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you a whole speech. Unless
I'm good at cutting off.
You're cutting off. We gone. We gone. Yes. Like this. But
let me talk about.
Yes, but I have learned that some people I may, and it's very few that I may have to give you details.
No, for sure.
And it's just very few. Otherwise, there's nothing. It's nothing to talk about. Like,
it ain't even.
I think
you're like, let me just move on.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
And
so let me show you.
My thing is too. I'm a person. I let people show me who they are.
Right.
So I don't want to. Now, some people you have to show them how to treat you for sure. But if that's just your character and that's just how you are, and I see you do that with other people too, like it's not just me, then I just allow you to stay doing that. If you don't want to change, if you don't want to better yourself, I need you to be evaluating yourself. Like if you want to be growing, you need to be seeing yourself before anyone should even have to come to you. Sometimes you can't, and that's okay. But if you just steady doing something, then I see, okay, this is just who you are.
This is who you are.
I can remove myself. And I had a bad thing of just cutting people off. I will just not text you. I will not call you. If you call me, I'm not going to answer.
Yeah.
I've gotten better now.
At communicating?
Yeah,
Just
a
what do
little
you
bit.
say?
I'll just express like right then in the moment what's happening or like how I feel. But even if sometimes I just don't be feeling like that's necessary. But when it's like a big situation and it really does bother me, I'll say something and try to address it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little hard. It is hard.
Yeah. And
How you handle?
I'm gonna say I always address things.
You do.
Definitely.
You do. You're a communicator.
Yes.
For sure.
I always
And
address
you be like,
things.
oh Lord. You do.
But then when I'm clear,
Yeah.
when I'm clear on a situation, then I take action on whatever that means. Whether
Yeah.
that means moving forward or moving backward.
Yeah.
There have been people that I have made the communication or said to them directly, at this point, we will no longer collaborate as friends.
Have you ever had a time where you thought, I really didn't need to communicate? Because I know you didn't want to communicate every time. And so have you ever had a thought like, why did I even tell them?
If the person meant something to me, if they meant something to me at any point, then I felt it was necessary because I needed them to know, no, this is a purposeful action.
Gotcha.
We are at a place where you have moved me to the point of no return.
Yeah. What do you do when they don't want to talk? How do you handle it? How do you resolve
I've not had that situation. Any communication that I've had to have with a person, it was willing that both people had the communication. Again, I watch how people treat me. I watch how people show up for me, how they just make me feel like I'm being thought about. Me being thought about is a big deal in my children's life, in my husband's life, in my friendships life. It's a love for me. The love language. It makes me feel love to know that somebody feels like they want to make time for me. It doesn't have to be all the time. But when the times need to be made, I have an expectation. It is an expectation. It is not something that I'm even going to say I can live without. It is necessary for my friendship.
That's so funny. I only have certain expectations. So like on my birthday.
Oh yes.
I do have an expectation.
Me
and
too.
certain people know, you do not text me, you better call me. They know you have to call me. The day cannot go by and I just need you to call. I may not even answer or be able to answer, but certain people know you better call me. So it's certain expectations I kind of do have. Because I don't ask a lot 364
Exactly.
days of the year. But when it comes to certain things, that one day,
that has to happen for you.
It does. It really does. But I'm bad about communicating. Well, I may communicate it.
So if they don't know that though.
I know.
No, see, but they be knowing.
Now they know.
They be knowing.
You
So
know.
this past year, my two best friends, they already know. They already knew. This ain't throwing nothing out there because they did what they did. It was a full day. It was like 5 or something, and then my best friend.
5 p.m.
Yeah, it was like 5 p.m. This is my birthday. It's like 5 p.m. One of my best friends is out celebrating another best friend and posted her. I was like, oh, okay. And then my best friend had another best friend too. It was her birthday. This is a newer best friend that she just became friends with and posted her. So I'm looking like, now.
On your birthday.
Y'all supposed to be my sisters. We supposed to be for lifers. Why you ain't hit me up, blah, blah, blah. And so I text them. This is probably a bad approach. And because we have a group chat, I was like, y'all are weird. And so they was like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't know.
That
blah,
signaled them? Y'all are weird? That was the signal?
Oh, they knew exactly what I was talking about. Because I said, y'all are weird.
Because of how they communicate, they would know that.
I said, y'all are weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because why are we best friends and you ain't told me happy birthday, you ain't called me, blah, blah. So at this point, they blowing me up, trying to do us. I'm not answering the phone. I no longer want to talk.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah.
I'm in my feelings.
I'm in my feelings.
Or I'm in my bag. That's what y'all say, right?
Not for that.
No, not for that. Don't go with that.
No.
You're not in your bag for that.
Edit that out.
You're not in your bag for that.
Y'all in your feelings? Okay.
No, I was in my feelings because I'm like, now y'all know today is my birthday, but my best friend in Arizona, she was like, I thought for some reason I thought it was the 5th. I said, girl, now all these years my birthday ain't never
Been on the 5th.
never been on no 5th.
So how did you get over that? Or what happened?
Well, I ended up talking to them, and they were, very apologetic, just talking about it. We were all on FaceTime. We all had a heart to heart, and we was like, we ain't never forgetting nobody's birthdays again. Like, we ain't never doing that. I was like, I know that's right. Now, y'all better know.
Yeah. But I think that's good friendship, far as you can
And that's
be.
what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Loving that.
All of that. Like, it's so much to learn, far as you went to them and said, wait.
Yeah.
I feel this kind
Y'all
of way.
are weird.
Yes. Number one, I'm not in my bag. I'm in my feelings.
And then
they apologize.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. They definitely came.
and then y'all
in
made
the
it a
right.
point to say we're not gonna do this
Just-
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they was like, we ain't never doing this again. This the most we done talked all day trying to figure out how we gonna get her to answer the phone. I'm like, girl.
That's very sweet.
It was
I love
funny.
that.
It was funny. I love that they was panicking though, because I'm
Yeah.
like, that's what y'all did.
Yeah.
Well, you're not remembering my
yeah.
birthday.
But that's the great thing about relationships is caring enough.
for sure.
Yeah.
Caring enough
For
that
sure.
you don't want to do something to hurt your friend's feelings,
Yeah.
especially not intentionally.
Definitely not.
I'm going to also speak to that in the sense of the caring aspect. I believe that great friendships show a lot of care consistently, even if it's sporadic. Even if it's some person that you see or talk to every so often, there still should be this feeling of they care about you, they're willing to stop to see about you,
Yes.
what is going on with
I
you,
agree.
how you're doing. If that is not happening, then you know somewhere along the way this is no longer the person that you consider friend. Now, again, you cannot dictate how a person communicates about you or how they call you friend, but you know, for me, in the back of my head, I'm saying no, that's not how I feel anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not at the same place that we used to be. And I don't have a problem with communicating those things. Sometimes I'm very sensitive though about the other person. Like you're saying, sometimes I just feel like I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation. I don't even feel like we need to have a conversation.
You can't handle it.
Yeah, you can't take it.
You can't
Yeah.
take
You can't
it.
take it, number one.
That's true.
And you've shown yourself consistently absent.
Yeah.
And for me, that's just a no.
Yeah.
What we both experienced the loss of our dads recently.
Yes.
And
Very true.
it did show. It was another example of when you were talking about people showing up, and then the friendships. As far as at that moment, people taking time that I knew out of their day to stop by, or to call, or to check on me, to send me a text, you know, to say I'm praying for you, and it was those kind of. That kind of moment that you showed up.
Okay, let me ask you this. There were people that showed up in all those ways. Were there friends that you expected more show up from than others?
Yes.
Okay. So were there any that did not show up where you feel like, they didn't show up the way I thought they would because they are my friends. They are considered my closer friends.
Are there some that didn't do it?
Didn't show up like you thought they would. Or you didn't necessarily have an expectation, but because you saw it, it made you aware that they were
It's
not.
funny because it was some guys. There was some guys that were some friends
who it was.
that I was like, that didn't. I don't like you anymore. Like, you know, like that. So yeah, there was some.
You had some expectations because of y'all's friendship.
Because this is that. You know
Very
how
serious
it's not
moment.
the 364. It's not the 364 days. This is the one. This is the one day where you definitely need to be
Show up.
And it's not just one day, but it's that one event. That time frame.
You're losing your dad.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
pretty big.
you know we're daddy girls, so you knew. Everybody that knows me know I like that. I'm a daddy's girl, so I need you to check on me. And, that was just very disappointing. And it does make me look at. It would make me evaluate the relationship, the friendship. You?
Definitely. I definitely experienced it. I had expectations of people. It's about to hit me.
Oh.
I had expectations of people because losing my dad, I wasn't expecting the emotion that was going to take place during that time. And you don't want to scream, I need you. You don't want to scream that out, but you just pray that they know you enough.
Yeah. Do you not want to scream it out because you're scared that they won't answer? Like, you know how I'm gonna scream and you're just gonna ignore the scream. Is that why you didn't want to scream it out? Why didn't you want to scream it out to them?
I think because I just wanted them to know. I wanted them to know that this, losing a parent doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
No, for
and
sure.
having to be there for a person doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not going to say I didn't want to scream. I didn't think about screaming. I just felt like they don't want me to scream, so they're going to be there in my mind. In my mind, I had an expectation that, and that's what I don't know if I'm giving off, that I am so together that I don't scream, that I don't have brokenness. And so when those times happened, it was really hard. It was really hard. And there were a few that happened, but it was enough for me to realize this is not what I thought it was. This friendship is not what I thought it was. So
What do you do with that?
You still just remove yourself. You still just pull back. That's all you can do, because sometimes that hurt. You just can't take it. So
Yeah. Sorry.
I'll say too, just acknowledging. I mean, yeah, for sure, you expect people. There's different expectations for certain people. For me, I felt like just acknowledge.
that
You
you had lost.
Yeah, like just anything.
Yeah.
It's like you're not gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on. Why not say anything?
We are about to be.
I know.
Loss just the three crying on the because
No, but loss is really a big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, and it doesn't matter how close, how far.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
like, it's still loss.
Yeah.
Like, loss is hard for everyone.
Yeah.
So even just a simple text, a simple call, checking. And like you said, I know expectations are different for some people, but I don't even be asking for like a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't even acknowledge.
Yeah. I will say that after my dad's death, I did learn how to show up more. I think before though.
Yeah.
And I think that's why sometimes some of these people that can let you down.
Yeah.
I gotta evaluate, do I give them grace?
Right.
Because after my dad's death, I called my friend Teffy.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry I didn't show up the way I should for your dad's death. And she was like, are you kidding? And I was like, no, I should have did more but I didn't know until you went through
That's
it.
true.
So there's a part where I just think, how do we give them grace? Do we give them grace? And everybody's going to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there's a part where it's like, how do I give grace? Because I didn't know this is how you show up. Now I know.
Yeah.
I didn't know I needed Kleenex and tissue, because people are coming over.
Yeah.
Like, I never knew that. Like, but now I know somebody passes away. Okay, let me send them some Kleenex and tissue, because you won't believe how many people come over and use Kleenex and tissue.
Yeah. Right.
And it's been so helpful. It's those little things.
Yeah.
I had friends come over and they showed up with that. And the first person, I think it was, and I hate to I'm just throwing my friends' names.
Okay.
I think it was Jaylyn. And I was just like, I need tissue and Kleenex.
Yeah, you didn't even know you needed.
Until people are coming over and you're like, oh, let me grab a Kleenex, you know?
We have a Kleenex.
We have a Kleenex.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so good.
And so I learned how to give or how to show up now for somebody else. And so it just made me look back. But I called Teffy and I was like, I'm so sorry I didn't show up that way, you know?
Yeah.
But for her, she was like, no, you did. You're fine. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
So I don't know, you know, those people that hurt you, I just want you to
Give a little grace.
decide. We had a whole conversation just now. Y'all didn't even.
Y'all literally.
Y'all,
But eye contact. That was enough.
y'all didn't even see all that. That's why I turned back on. So, yeah, friendships are good.
And the thing about it is,
That's hilarious.
I understand grace.
For sure.
I know you do, because you do
Understand
give grace.
Yeah, I
I've
do
seen
understand
you
grace.
Give grace to
Definitely.
people.
Yeah.
Where I told you,
Yeah.
I don't know why you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Me and you probably both be like,
Definitely.
I do understand grace. I think for me though, is if I watch you show up or not show up for me, but then you turn around and show
do it
up
for somebody
2 days
else?
later for somebody else, that's a problem.
that's a problem. Yes,
that's
it's
so
not
true.
even a. You know what? It's not even a problem.
Well, it's not a problem.
It just shows
it causes me to understand where we are. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It clarifies for me what my value.
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about with
Ooh.
the word value. When my father was leaving here, we had quite a few conversations in the hospital, in the nursing home, and hospice. And he just kept saying to me, Tisha, you are so valuable to me. I want you to know your value at all times. I need you to know that if you're not valued, remove yourself. Because that's how valuable you are. He just kept telling me that. And I heard him and I was trying to understand it, but it started showing up. It started showing up in me really looking at, am I valued? Am I valued in my friendships? Am I valued in the relationships that I have and the people that I work with? Am I showing them value? Because I don't want it to just be one-sided. I want people to know that I value them too.
Yeah.
That means something to me. So I understand the word grace.
Yeah. It was a whole nother conversation.
So
Y'all miss it.
so
I got
anyway.
it. But going to your, I think value is a important factor in knowing good friendship.
Yeah.
Do these people value you?
Yeah.
How do they show you that they value you? Do they communicate it? Do they show up?
Do they support
Do
you?
they support you?
Yeah.
Do they
Encourage you?
Yeah, and support, encouraging, and also I have this thing where I tell people I'm cheering for you.
Yeah.
And so it's, cheering is even when you fall.
Yeah.
Or even if you run in that race and you leading.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for you.
Yeah.
And that's where you got that, because I see your value, and I want you to know I value you.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing, because I don't want to make it seem so one-sided.
We're going back to grace.
I don't want it to be so one-sided too. Hush. When it gets into friendship.
She like, I got another point. And
That we're so encouraging that we have a problem with being honest when something is negative. I don't like those friendships either, where I have to walk on eggshells.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you a certain thing.
absolutely, yeah.
Because that's a whole nother kind of
That ain't a
relationship.
friendship either.
But I'm just saying, some people can come off so sensitive,
Yeah.
or they cannot take you having a conversation with them. Then it either turns into something, it doesn't end well, because we're righteously not trying to hear one another.
Yeah.
And I care about that kind of stuff. And I hear very clearly, I believe I hear very clearly from the Lord when he tells me to do certain things, when he tells me to make certain moves, all those kind of things. And so I pay attention to how we receive one another. You know, how we communicate, how the good and the bad, because again, we're not, you and I have not always been roses and daisies.
Yes, because what comes to my mind is a scripture that I do use is faithful are the wounds of a friend than the kisses of the enemy. And so all of my friends have wounded me in some kind of way, as far as checking me or just saying something. There's been wounds, like you said, you know, but faithful are the wounds of the wounds of the friends, but except for faithful. I just said it, and now.
But the kiss of the enemy is a no.
Is a no.
Yeah.
And so it's a necessary part of true friendship.
Yeah, I agree. And that's all I was saying, in that it's not all positive all the time. It's not majority negative.
Right. Yeah. You got to make sure. Yeah. That should not be one-sided where every time I talk to you it's negative or the things we do are negative or it feels heavy and negative. It should not be that.
Always.
Yeah.
Very
so
true.
that's all I was trying to communicate, was that, you know, there's some emotions too that we connect to and understand. We're like, hold up. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
What are you flipping your hair for, Chyna? What's going on?
I was just looking at myself.
We just over here.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Right.
I'm just saying.
No, for sure.
Because we are talking about friendships, I want to deal with all aspects.
Yeah. No, definitely.
No, you're right.
So, coming to an end of the conversation of friendships, what are some things that you would like to share about friendship before we go? What are some final thoughts that you have?
I think that really the key is far as faith, to me, as faith. Look for the Jesus in that person, and that becomes the friendship. Because some people are not going to look like you, and it seems like y'all don't have common interests. She just look different, she sound different, but I can trust the Jesus in her, and then a friendship comes out of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's not necessarily, we do makeup the same, you know, or we can go party, or we can go and have food together. Those are some great common grounds, but just making sure that I can trust that person. And things may change where, okay, now she's going through some things where now I can't trust her. So it's okay to sit back and evaluate, and just also remembering, you're the owner of you.
Yeah.
And so you have to protect yourself, and you have to make the adjustment. If you're putting expectations on someone, or if they're not even meeting the minimum expectations of what we talked about, far as I'm going through, my dad is passed. Now you should meet these expectations of showing up. You know? So but evaluating that, you know, and not expecting that person to change, but you change, are a few things that I think we've kind of said. I think community is so important. It's so important, and we can call it friendship, but it's really community. And so you have to trust someone. Try to trust someone, and just try it. And ask God to bring you those people. And I remember there was a time where people would say, you know, I don't want no new friends. You remember that?
No new friends. No new friends. No new friends.
I don't have that. I don't have that mantra.
Is that a song? I don't
have that.
I don't think so, because
I meet people all the time that I really enjoy.
And God may have something for you with this new person. You know, so be open to that, Chyna. No new friend. Did you make that song up? Or
No,
is that a new
it's a
song?
I just met some new people.
Did I?
Yes, I'll talk to you about it after the show, because I don't mention their names. But yeah, I thought y'all kind of hit it off.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just want you to be open to that, Chyna.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm very open to it, but it has to be like a genuine.
And that's what we're saying.
No, for sure. I'm not the one that's just going to be hopping into friendship.
Correct, and don't put them up in the upper room. You know how Jesus had the disciples, but only a few went to the upper room.
That's true.
Like everybody don't need to go to the upper room, or you just take them immediately into the upper room. No, some people need to stay down here. You know. The other thing I think about also, just to throw the scripture out, or a Bible reference that I also think about, is that this is so important to me. When the story of when Jesus was talking, and the guy was laid out and he couldn't make it to him. So his friends
took him
on the roof, cut it down, and then lowered him. It's been so many times in my life where I have been so depressed, so hard on myself, you know, or just can't get to him mentally. And it's so important to have, you can call it friendship, but sometimes it's community that has come into friendship. But they have literally just put me in front of him, you know? And that is so, it's more valuable than anything else. Them doing that, you know? And so looking for those kind of things that if you do call somebody or you do text somebody and say, I'm struggling. Well, how do they handle that? Are they checking on you the next day? Are they saying they praying for you? You know, are they giving you scriptures? These kind of things that help with your mental. You know, because
that's so good.
That's so important.
It is,
you know. So it's just different. So I think about those things when I'm looking at someone and how they, and then you know, going back to watch how somebody treats somebody else. Watch how they serve somebody else. Watch if they come and they talking and y'all just met and they talking about
all the business.
Yeah, they're gonna tell your business.
Exactly.
They're gonna tell your business.
Tell you a thing. I know that immediately.
So you gotta watch how other people, and those are, you know, to me, those are kind of the keys to friendships.
That's good.
So good.
Thank you. You're kind of proud of me. I can tell.
I am. I'm so proud.
Too. This is so good.
I'm so proud.
This is really great.
Come on, go ahead, Titia. Go ahead, Titia. Oh God.
No, this was great.
This is good. I'm so proud of y'all. And I love, and speaking of friendship, I'm just gonna take over the podcast.
Okay.
No, I love y'all's friendship. And I know how you were intentional on being a friend to her. To help her through life. You know? And so I enjoy watching y'all's friendships.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. All right, I'm going to bed now. Okay, then. We'll see y'all next week.
She just gonna cut it off.
Y'all make sure y'all are liking and subscribing, okay? Tell us how y'all are with y'all's friendships, and make sure you're tuning in every Wednesday at 9 a.m. on the YouTube, Spotify, and the Apple Podcasts.
Yes, if you could watch each Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., we'd appreciate that so much. We want you to always comment. Let us know if you've enjoyed the show. If you liked my hair, if you were enjoying the fellowship that was happening here today. We definitely want to hear from you. It has been such a pleasure to have this time to talk about our friendships, as well as having our friend here, Talisha, today. So thank you, Talisha, for coming on. We love you so much. So, you know, we end with okay by then. So until the next time.
Okay then. Bye then.
Bye then. Oh, I'm supposed to say it with y'all. Let's take two.
Okay then. Bye then. We still gonna show both of them.